We're here in Beaver Stadium following Penn State's 35-6 victory over the Washington Huskies in the annual whiteout. Tyler Warren stole the show once again for the Nittany Lions, having 2 rushing touchdowns today. His first was a jump over the goal line that's, fans started going crazy. Obviously, after Penn State didn't give him the ball inside the 5-yard line against Ohio State. It was a big talk the entire week, but they went and proved all the fans wrong by giving Tyler the ball twice in the 5-yard line. Avery, what were some of your other takeaways, especially on the offensive side of the ball today?
I mean, looking at the offensive side of the ball, it was a bounce back. As you said, in the red zone, give the ball to Tyler Warren. It doesn't matter how you do it, wildcat, whatever, it doesn't matter. I mean, even looking at the run game, Katron Allen, usually he's going to run a guy over. I saw him, he looked shifty today. Like, Jonah Coleman, he's Washington's running back. I saw his highlights before the game. He is the type of guy that's going to bounce through the hole, do this, do that. And I'm looking at Katron Allen and I'm like, well, where did this come from? Like, the run game was there. And then you look at the receivers. The receivers were subject to, of course, tons of criticism, not just this week, but throughout the season, before the season. And look, you had Julian Fleming got his first Penn State touchdown. Trey Wallace had a great game, made a couple great catches. Mari Evans, he got involved in the game. Obviously, he didn't do too much, had the end around, got lit up, but it did draw targeting, so he did contribute in that way. But, the offense bounced back. They looked good. They looked actually fluid. First half, they had 4 drives, 4 touchdowns, so it was just an incredible showing from the offense today to dominate.
Yeah, and also with the wide receivers, Liam Clifford had a catch too with his brother Sean in attendance tonight. So 3 wide receivers had a catch tonight, 4 were involved, like you said, with Amari Evans. And like you said, 4 touchdowns, first 4 drives, after not scoring a touchdown at all last week against Ohio State. So definitely the Penn State offense came out in a big way. They also came out a big way in the passing game, not just with the wide receivers, but just in general to Tyler Warren, wherever it was. Washington came in with the second best pass defense in terms of yards allowed per game in the country, and they put up, Drew Aller went 20 for 28 with over 200 yards, looked poised as we'd seen all season. So definitely offense, big step up today compared to last week. And then on the defensive side of the ball, no touchdowns allowed by them this week, just 6 points, 2 field goals. Jalen Reed had his third interception of the season and his 3rd in the last 4 games for Penn State. Penn State now has 4 straight games with an interception, 2 of which were pick sixes, not one tonight obviously, but other than that, the safeties had a great game, held Denzel Boston to virtually nothing, was leading the Big Ten in touchdowns heading into this game. What else did you kind of see from the defense today?
I saw Abdul Carter. Abdul Carter was all over the field, but he had like 2-3 sacks, however many tackles for loss. He was getting held every single play. Like, if you watch the replay, you're going to see hold, another hold. Like, Abdul Carter was on a different animal. Before the season and, his draft, looking at his scouting report, they're like, oh, he is having, motor issues and things like that. Like, he doesn't look like he's ready to go. If you watch him every play this game, he fired off the ball. He dominated the Washington front. He was incredible. And then another thing that they were just hitting, like it might have been something in the air. I don't know if the cold night whiteout brought something crazy, but they were just hitting. And it was an incredible showing from the defense. They got back to the standard that they lacked last week, obviously giving up a couple plays, big plays at the end of the game. So, yeah, an incredible showing by the defense. They're back to the level where they were prior to losing to Ohio State.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, like you said, was Abdul Carter, but also just the pass rush in general. They've gotten sacks this season. They've gotten a good amount of sacks in a couple games, but they haven't looked, the way people were expecting them to look all season, like completely dominating offensive lines, but they completely dominated the Huskies' offensive line today. The Huskies' offensive line is one of the weaker parts of their roster. They lost, basically their entire line to the NFL to graduation after their national championship run last year. But still, regardless, the pass rush, I think, needed something like that to kind of get going. As a playoff, berth is kind of looking more and more likely as the season gets deeper and deeper. Only 3 games left on Penn State's schedule. Something to keep an eye on. Nick Singleton left in the 3rd quarter. Unclear what happened to him. It wasn't seen on the sidelines. Corey Smith took over as the running back too after Singleton left, and he ripped out a 78-yard run on Penn State's last drive of the game. But yeah, something to keep an eye on with Singleton is not really sure. James Franklin didn't have much to say at his press conference regarding his status, but overall, a great win for Penn State, probably one of their best this season, and looking to Purdue next week, who 1-8 should be an easy win for them, but a great showing today by the Nittany Lions.